Hey Stampers, it's Gaynor again. So, I got my new item. Oh, I'm so excited. I just got a bit of a mental mind block at first, so I just picked this one up first. I just delved in, closed my eyes, rummaged through, and this was the first one I picked up. And I thought, great stuff, I love it. I'm loving this. Beautiful. You Make Me Sparkle is what we're going to be using. We're using the button and this beautiful stack of ribbons as well, and the die for that and that. This I used on my card. I used the 3/4 inch circle punch. There is a die that it fits around. It does cut it out, but then it gives it a dotted edge around there. Well, I like the buttons that I've done. I'll show you in a minute. But I'd have had to stand and go through the Gemini 3 times. So what I've done is I fetched my Big Shot out of retirement just for the embossing folder. Oh, and I had some comments. It did say cut and emboss, but there's no cut. There's no made in China. Oh, so are the dies. Pretty thin. I'm sorry, but I love Stampin' Up products, but these are so flimsy. It's unreal. They're so thin. Look at that. It's, you know, the name in China we're not allowed to speak of. Well, if I had any thoughts about that, I would swear they were made by them. But that's my opinion. But they are really nothing compared to what they used to be like. I mean, our other dies, apart from the nesting ones, they're great. I think these are from the older set. No, these have been made in China as well. Oh well. And let me go back to these ones then. These are the ones we had before. Really thick, really sturdy, made by Sizzix. You can't go wrong. Nice, thick, sturdy. You know, really flimsy. Stampin' Up it says. It doesn't say where they were made. But, you know, we'll give them a go, and they've upped the price and there's nothing we can do about that. So, there's my little rant over anyway. It just seems a bit of a shame that they didn't stick with Sizzix and didn't stick with the dies that they used to have before. I like the fact that they cut out and they don't give much of a border. That I love. But this is flimsy. It weighs a gram or two, I'd say. Yes, so I've used the embossing folder as well. My 3/4 inch circle punch. I've used those 2 dies there. I best show you my card first, hadn't I? So I've used this one. I have used vellum in the background, lots of Wink of Stella and some of the Designer Series paper. Thank you, Mr. Boyce. You're a gentleman. Thank you. I've done the ribbons and I've used the Sentiment You Make Me Sparkle, hence the reason of all the Wink of Stella. Just love it. I added a gold gel pen around the outside because, like the sentiment says, you make everything sparkle, so I tried my best. Added a strip of Designer Series paper to the inside, and I'm going to show you how I did it. It's so simple. Now I was going to do it all in vellum, and then I thought, well, you don't need to cover every bit in vellum, so I chopped the piece in half, so I don't need to run that through the Big Shot. Oh, he's fetched me a lovely cup of coffee. He's a darling, isn't he? Do you know you've had so many brand new stamp sets, and then you're just like, I don't know which one to play with first. I don't know which one to, you know, what Designer Series paper. So I'll best show you my pieces first. I've got a thick white card base. It's not Stampin' Up's card, it's mine. It's just, I think it's a bit more substantial than Whisper White, which is absolutely perfect for stamping on. I adore it for stamping on. I think it's just a little bit too flimsy for me for card bases. And that's 8 1/4 by 5 7/8, folded and scored in half. This is Daffodil Delight. Even though the Designer Series paper is crushed curry, I thought it went lovely. So this is 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. layers up there beautiful, and it takes on a whole new colour, I think, once you run it through a big shot. And this piece is the vellum. This is cut at 2 7/8 by 3 7/8, so it's going to get layered up. Without, I turned it round. Love that the fact that it's a gorgeous pattern. And so we're going to run this. They've kept the line thing. You know, if you want to measure up and line things up perfectly, they've got the line on there. I don't fancy that border up the top, so I'm just going to pull that down and line that up there like that. Just close that through. I've got my big shot. It's only at the side of me here and it's set up already. So I'll be back in a flash. Whoops. I'm catching everything on my sleeves here. So it doesn't cut anything out, even though it said, I don't think it said it cut it out, but I think it said cut and emboss, but that didn't cut, but it did emboss. Oh, do you hear that then? Oh, I thought it snapped it. Even these have gone really flimsy. Mind you, it's not the dynamic one. Stop complaining, gamer. So I'm going to attach this on here. It's going to fit lovely with a nice little border all the way around. I'm going to add this a bit closer to the top this time so I can see a bit more of it, because most of it's hidden behind all this. You know, I don't want to hide it, so I'm going to pull it up a little bit higher. And I glued it on. Maybe you can see a little bit, but it's nothing major. I don't think I should let that bother me. It's a handmade card for one. So let's get these attached. But you could have the raised pattern that way. Isn't this cute as a button, isn't it? Cute as a button. Or you could have it flat and have them debossed or embossed. Is that what they say? Oh, I love this glue. It's best. So, my catalogues are being sent out to me because I want spares for one, and a friend of mine asked me for one, and there's a couple of ladies I'll send them to, but they just like the catalogue. Some people just like a hard copy in the hand, don't they? I'm not going to try matching this up, even though that's where it would go roughly, but I'm not going to match it up. So what I did is I just put a very thin line of glue at the top, and I want it to bubble up when I add the Wink Still. I want it to give it some texture, and a line of glue at the bottom. I'm not bothering with the sides. I don't care that it's not bang on and perfect, and I just want it to be the same width, and then just rub it in. Watch it now. It does seem to disappear, but it's not that bad. So again, do it down the bottom as well. Just rub it in with your finger. I don't mind that it's bubbled. I want it to do that. So let's just stick the pin in for a minute, otherwise I'll have cloggy glue. Now I'm going to grab my Wink Still. Now I've primed this and it's very juicy, so... Oh, really juicy. Watch when I can touch these. Really, really juicy. Right, let me just give it another quick prime. I'd sooner have lots on it than not enough. Beautiful. And as the sentiment says, you make everything sparkle. So I'm not going to do too much in this area because we're going to cover up some bits. So I'm just going to go over the tops of the other buttons that are on here. Just going over these little dinky ones. So cute. Look at that, it's beautiful. When we make cards, we want texture, we want them to be raised, you know, we want to, look at that, oh, it's nice. Oh, see now I'm going over parts again. They're going to get covered. I don't mind. Look at that. I love that waffle button there, like that one. I'm not being precise, I'm just going over a few of them. There's that big waffle button there, it's lovely. Just want to add a bit of shine and shimmer. I could have used the shimmer spray, but I'm not pouring it everywhere, so just basically going over the buttons. And also, if I'm going along here adding shine, it's disguising my glue as well. Little crisscrosses, little stitch marks. Love it. Look at that, it's beautiful and sparkly. It's a shame you can't see it in the light that I've got here because the day is so bright outside. Just going to fill in a couple of extra buttons just in case they do poke out. Give that another shake. Once I've got a feel for a stamp set, I tend to do quite a basic card at first, and then you start adding all the other elements as time goes on, and you think, oh, I could just do this to this, and you know, I'll always, these are around now for the next 12 months minimum, so so there, I'm just going to leave that to sparkle and dry. I'm going to grab myself some Whisper White. I'm going to do some stamping and some die cutting. Oh, while we're here, just let me quickly glue my piece into the back of the card. Now I've kept this, it's 3/4 of an inch by 5 7/8, the whole width of the card. I mean, you could have that side if you wanted, but I want to keep it with the yellow. I think it's nice and bright and sunshiny, sparkly, as the sentiment says. So you can put this in any way round you want. Just keep it close to the edge. Smooth that out. And if it is over by a fraction, we can take away, we can't add. There we go, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And we've added a little bit of decoration inside, which you also love. Oh my word, I've just spotted, look, flower faceted gems. I wonder if, oh, we'll have a look now after. And I've got some stars. I could add a couple of them to the front to make it sparkle as well. So let's just bone folder that again, keep it nice and smooth. Pop this away for a minute. Grab our ink. Love it. Absolutely love it. Nice and juicy my new pad. We're going to stamp this down here. Perfect. It's cute as a button. I love it. And I'm going to team it up. Next time I play with this, I'll team it up with the Crafting Forever, because there's elements in there that you can add to this as well. So I'm going to stamp. I'm going to stamp 3 buttons and leave myself a little gap in between. Perfect. Just thought it was so cute. And we love sets of 3s, don't we? So there's that beautiful flourish. Oh, look, see? Try not to get any of that. Right, I'm just going to stamp lightly without pressing too hard. let the ink absorb off the ink pad. Perfect, look at that, and I didn't get none of that smudge there. I'm quite a heavy-handed stamper, see. Instead of doing it gently like you see most ladies doing it. Oh, I don't want to get any muck on there, so Cindy, if you're watching, my darling, I should get them by Monday or Tuesday. I'll post you one straight out, my lovely. There's nothing like a hard copy of it in your hand. So again, I'm going to use the stamp set that you make everything sparkle, and that fits just in there beautifully. Perfect, look at that. Love it, so cute. I like to clean as I'm going. So I think that's all the stamping done. I'm just going to grab my trimmer and I'm just going to remove, so keep this for spares for something else. I'm very frugal when it comes to my Whisper White. Pop that in the drawer. So I didn't have Pacific Point as a blender pen, so I used the tip. So I just go round nice and light on the inside, try not to go over. If you know what I mean, don't, you know, like most felts, they get darker and darker and darker as you go over. I'll show you now because I'm going to darken it on the rim. So, and then on the rim, see how it's darkening? It's going to come down. See how it's darkening now on the outside? Because I'm touching and going over it. If I just did it once, it'll stay pale like this centre, but if I go over it a couple of times, it just gives me, like on these ones, I wanted the pale in the centre and the dark on the outside. So darken it up just by going around the outside, maybe 1 or 2 times, if you want that effect. There we go. It's just because we haven't got light and dark in the blends in it yet, so... Oh, where's my other piece of designer series paper gone? Where's that gone now? Oh, maybe I'll have to cut another piece because I can't find it. It's the banner piece there. Is that the right width? Yeah, perfect. 1 7/8. And I want to take this down to 3.5. So I'll write the measurements in a minute down on a piece of paper. I thought I was missing something. Isn't it cute, the paper on the other side, the little paper clips. So I'm penning the ends with a triple banner. I'm trying to keep it level. Perfect, so that's going to go on there as well. Love my punches. It's one of my fave things. Let's get that there. Now let's continue to draw. Right, I'm doing the ribbon for this one. I did it in the centre. I might use it on the top one this time. Switch things up a bit. So I'm going to add a darker line under there because there's going to be a shadow from underneath. When you're doing this with the Wink of Stella, because this is like the ink pads, it picks up the colour, so you've got to be really careful to clean your bristle after. there be dark as well. Nice steady hand. I suppose you could use, you know when you get a stamp set and they're hollow, but they keep the hollow bit in, you know, so, or misguided shapes, as I call them. You know, like with the flower on Share What You Love, and they give you a blob. You could colour this with the blobs and just die cut them out that way. It's entirely up to you. You can be as steady as you like, or you can be as messy as you like. I've seen people scribble over things like this and then just die cut it out, and it looks fantastic. So there's that. So what I did on here, because I think I might just keep them reels white this time, because they are white when we get them. So I'm just going to darken the outside with the dark Calypso Coral. Because these are the colours that match the stamp set. Oh, yeah, I'm going to pop that away. And then I'm just going to draw around the circles first with the pale. And then blend that in. And we've got a new ribbon coming out in, I think, well, I'm not sure, I think it's the new Rococo Rose. And it looks pretty similar to the Calypso Coral. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do the stripe one now here. Love it. Go back and get my little one, and then just every other one add a darker colour. Perfect, isn't that cute? Love it. I'll hold it up in a minute. And now we've got the Daffodil Delight. Do the dark first, because we haven't got this in crushed curry either. But if you had dark as that, perfect. And then I'm just going to, where the stitches are, just going to add the dark. I didn't do that on the other one, I just coloured them in. But it's nice to add a bit. When you get a bit more confidence with a brand new stamp set, you can start adding, you know, like you get cards for beginners, intermediate, and then for the avid crafters then. You add all the elements and all, you know, and it looks just beautiful. Just get a tiny bit of yellow back there. And I think lemon and blue look beautiful together anyway. So we've even got our elements in there now, look. We've got dark and light. I've just seen a tiniest little bit of white there, look at that. So I'm going to use just the, there we go. So I can darken under there if I want. Just under there. Add a bit shaded. Isn't that cute? Love it. Can't see another white bit. I did use on that one the light soft sea foam, but I'm not going to do it this time. I'm going to leave it white. And then I've got this gorgeous little gold gel pen. I know they're not gold, but it says you add sparkle to everything, so am I. I'm not going to do anything else to the buttons, but that'll go off in a moment. And then I'm just going to add some detail, just like gold stitching. Just around side. I wanted to do it in white stitching, but the white chalk pen doesn't show up on here, it's only on the black. Oops. It doesn't take long to do it, does it? And you're just adding that extra little bit of specialness. Perfect. Leave that for a minute to dry out as well. I didn't go along the top because it sits just underneath there. Give me more fingers down. Give it a waft. I don't want to smudge it by any means. So, let me cut my little buttons out. A tiny little border all the way around. I love it. Trying to get it centre. There we go. And it cuts, you know, the 1/2 inch circle one cuts the inner part out perfectly, but I don't want it that small. There we go. And if you want, because they do tend to roll up, you can just smooth them out with your bone folder. Perfect. I think I'm going to have to get some silver paper and give it some sharpening. Perfect. Now the little buttons are cute. So I'm going to just keep them folded over. Grab some dimensionals because I want them on dimensionals. Pop them to one side. Now I can get my little elements in place. Thing is, I have to take mine down because I've got to put them upside down. Perfect. So I will now run that through the Gemini. And it will, it's noisy, but you can turn the sound down for 20 seconds if you like. There we go. It doesn't leave much of a border, which is, I like that. I just don't like the fact that they're quite a flimsy die. And yet we're getting charged a lot more for them. Sorry, getting to stop bitching. I don't mean, I love my Stampin' Up stuff, you know I do. I wouldn't have bought all what I did otherwise, but yeah. And I've started to keep the papers inside so they're easier to remove and attach. Which is a good thing for me because I'm a heavy, like I say, I press down on things. I'm quite a heavy-handed stamper. Just giving that little gold stuff time to go off as well while I pop these away. Just loving it. Isn't that gorgeous? So that and that are just wonderful together. So So I can turn these over and pop some dimensionals on them. I do need a small one as well. Tiny little dimensional fits there beautifully when I don't really line it up properly. Grab some large ones now. Stick one at the top. Two on there. Let's fetch this in now. I'm going to attach my banner now it's dry. I'm not going to glue the bottom bit down all the way to the bottom, just going about there, because you can curl them up if you want to. So I'm just leaving about 1/4 inch gap from the side. Attach that down. Beautiful. I can get my little things in now. Cool, my eyesight's terrible. So we can take off the back ends, because we know they're still on. Attach this just above there. That's so cute. I might move the sentiment. I might pop that up there this time. You make everything sparkle. Just in between the two. Perfect. And then we can scatter our buttons. So it's the same card but just in a different layout with bits just slightly moved. Spread these a little bit more. Aren't they cute? Wink of Stella again. Now what? I'm going to add it to the blue first. I'm only dabbing, because it does, look, picks it up. Can you see that? I'm going to make everything sparkle now. Same with my button. And I'm going to clear the tip just by touching the end of my grid paper. Again, clear it off. It doesn't do it, see, with the yellow. Just going to prime that. I want lots of it to sparkle. And then Calypso Coral. Love it. Oh my gosh, love it, love it, love it, love it. Just gonna add some more sparkle on there. Just dotting it. Certainly don't want to smear that off. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Right, I've got the tiniest little bit of ribbon. I am going to try to tie a bow the normal way, because I did it on the bow maker earlier and it just didn't look right, so it's only a tiny little one I need. It'd help if it was level though, Gainer. There we go, that's cute. Yeah, that's cute. cute. That's cute. Yay! And I've got some crappy glue dots. I've got to go and get some glue dots because these are all in dip. Look, you've got to pull them off. Oh, they're horrible. So they both look nice either way, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to add that just there. Cute. And then look, these little things stick to your fingers like Velcro. Oh, look, they're everywhere. I'll just get rid of that. And we'll get them out of the way. Don't like them. So I'm just going to grab some. Oh, I might just use the stars actually on this. These are so cute. I might add a couple on there as well. Oops, they're upside down. Doesn't help, is it? You're trying to remove something that shouldn't be there. 1, 2. 3, 4, and one more, 5. Just for there. That is cute as hell. Oh, sorry, I forgot to zoom back out. That is so cute. So I'm just going to add 3 on this one. 1, 2, and 3. Cute, cute, cute. I'm loving the orientation of this one. They're both cute. I love them. So I would love a thumbs up if you enjoyed. If you like the cards in the video, I would really appreciate a thumbs up and a share. That would be amazing. If you've not subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you press the subscribe button as well. That would be amazing because I do post every day and I've just had all my new stamp sets from Stampin' Up. So if you want to see what I'm going to make with them, press the bell as well. It'll send you a notification and that way you'll never miss any future videos. So I'd like to say thank you all for watching. Thanks for stopping by. I love you all. Let me know what you think and I'll see you soon. Bye.